Hi there and welcome. This is Unplug, yet again brought to you by Every NG. We are back like we never left, and of course we're here to give you all the updates, whatever it is that you need to keep abreast with, whatever it is that you need to be in touch with. Of course, we're here to keep you posted and keep you updated. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Victor, and I want to ask you one question before I get right into the meat of things. Now, assuming you just went home one day and let's assume you have a big compound in your house and then you just enter and you see cows feeding on the grass in your compound or just looking for grass, and of course they're messing up the whole place. What are you going to do? What do you think you're going to do about it? But just hold that thought for a minute. And let's just get started with some entertainment news and other things before we come back to that. Am Laycon has finally launched, and the BBNaija season 5 winner Laycon is getting his reality show, or he has gotten it already, and it has launched, and it is on Showmax, where of course you can get to stream it and watch it. So half of the show has dropped already, about 5 episodes, and people are already sending in their reviews, how wonderful the show is and this and that. Laycon himself has come out to say that he was 100% himself during that show. I mean, it's meant to be a reality show. He was not putting up any appearances or anything like that. And one thing I can assure you of is that here on Every NG, we're going to keep you updated. We're definitely going to be giving you all the updates from that show as it happens, all right? Now, very quickly, I want to say something about that. He was having a conversation with his elder brother. For those of you who did not know before now, Laycon actually has an elder brother. And they were talking about one thing or the other, and then his brother all of a sudden brought up Erica. And it was Laycon's response that really got to me. He was like, no, don't mention her name here. Like, don't even talk about her at all. I'm like, okay. That one probably goes out to the elites who always say Laycon is using Erica's name for clouds, he's using Erica's name to trend or whatnot. I'm not trying to create any fights here, but there you have it. Laycon does not want the mention of Erica's name on his reality show. So that is that. Let's move on now. Let's talk Tolani Baj, also from BBNaija season 5. Tolani Baj is a beautiful woman. Let me start by saying that. But somebody tweeted something and lamented how she does not have a big fan base and why she's not pulling so much crowd like other housemates from the same season. And she said colorism is real. Well, Tolani Baj kind of endorsed that tweet. She quoted and said, well, Nigerians are actually colorists, but we're not ready to have that conversation and this and that. A lot of people did not exactly agree with Tolani Baj, but she was like, I said what I said. Nigerians are colorists. You people just are hypocritical and whatnot. Do you agree with Tolani Baj about this? Now, people are saying it's not as if she isn't beautiful or anything, or people are colorists. It's because she just didn't go very far on the show. That's why she doesn't have such a huge fan base. But it's up in the air. It's up to you to decide whatever you want. Anyways, let's talk Bobrisky now. Bobrisky was in the news some time ago for gifting a fan 1 million naira after the fan tattooed his or her face on their body. Now, Bobrisky is gifting yet another fan 1 million naira plus other things for tattooing his full name and nickname on her arm. Now, this fan is not even Nigerian. This person is from Ivory Coast. And Bobrisky has said, apart from the 1 million naira I'm sending to you, since you're not in Nigeria, I'm flying you down to Nigeria first class, and I'm also sending you on a trip to Dubai. Wow. I think it is time to go and meet the tattoo artist, because maybe it's Buhari's face as my lovely president I'm going to tattoo to get his attention. Maybe I'll get 10 million naira instead, but I won't say more than that. Okay? Well, congratulations to that fan anyways. And let's talk Tonto Dike now, who is actually a friend of Bobrisky. For those of you who know, they're actually quite close friends. Now, Tonto Dike fired a warning at people who send her clothes to wear, like those who need her for brand amplification and all of that. And she said, for you to want me to influence for you, you should already know my dress sense, my fashion sense. So why would you send me clothes that reveal my body? I am too old for that. You don't send me those kind of clothes. If you are paying me money for advertisements and whatnot, and you send me revealing clothes, then we stop dealing. Stop dealing. I am too old for that. So that one goes out to you. If you know you want Tonto Dike to advertise your clothes, send her moderate and modest clothes, please, because she does not want to expose her body, and I think that is quite commendable. Well, that is about Tonto Dike. Now, to the question I asked you before, what if you just came home one day and you saw cows in your compound, roaming around and whatnot? That is somewhat like what happened to Wole Soyinka very recently, and unfortunately it kind of blew out of proportion, and people were saying he was invaded, his residence was invaded by Fulani herdsmen. Now that was not true. Even Wole Soyinka himself has said that he at a time was just going out of his residence and he saw someone like herding some cows in the vicinity, and he instructed the person to move away. Now, it was later confirmed that another Fulani herdsman was in Wole Soyinka's vicinity again looking for a missing cow. Then it was confirmed that the cow belongs to a Yoruba man in Ogun State who is into the cattle business and all of that. And the police has come out to debunk claims that there was any invasion of any sorts. So if you were the one, what would you do? Hearing what is going on with herdsmen in the country right now, would you raise alarm, run and call the police, or just ask them to, leave your property? But I think this is something that we really need to handle sensibly, because the issue is very sensitive and people are projecting that it could actually lead to civil war, and we do not want any of that at all. Still a little bit on politics. Former aviation minister Femi Fani Kayode was involved in some kind of fiasco recently. Now, the governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, said that Femi Fani Kayode has left PDP and decided to defect to the APC. He said things like FFK has seen the lights and he's leaving PDP because of misunderstandings and disagreements, and he's joining the APC. And people were even beginning to taunt FFK. Wow, after all the things you've said about this administration, you are joining some people even call it Almajiri Progressive Congress and all of that. Now, FFK later came out to debunk these claims and said that he has not left the PDP. He does not know why there is such misunderstanding, that he's still very much part and parcel of the People's Democratic Party. So there you have it. FFK has not joined the All Progressives Congress. Okay? Now let's move back to entertainment, where Obi Franklin's fourth baby mama, Sandra Iheuwa, got into some kind of buzz-buzz drama with actress Victoria Inyama. And it was Sandra who came out to give advice to people like her, baby mamas, single mothers, and were ensure that you do something tangible for yourself with money. Don't just rely on whatever the father is sending you. Open a business or do something. Then Victoria attacked her and was like, look at you. You should have no say, or you should try to give this advice to single mothers, not baby mamas like you who this and that. I don't want to say some things some of the words they exchanged, quite unprintable. And Sandra did not take it lightly. She fired back and said, what are you even doing in that UK safe? What is it that you think I'm doing? I have a shop, I have a factory in Nigeria, I have businesses in the UK, and I know how I'm making my money. But you that you are in the US or wherever you are, what exactly are you doing? I'm like, okay. When you're looking at two people throw words at each other and you're looking at from left to right, so when each of them are talking, I'm wondering, was this actually necessary? There you have it. They argued and they probably are going to settle it. However, they are going to settle it, all right? But away from that, something very interesting is happening with DJ Cuppy. DJ Cuppy recently shared rehearsal videos on her Insta story. DJ Cuppy she's beautiful. She has a very nice figure and all of that. And as far as I know, DJ Cuppy's stomach is quite flat. But in those videos that she shared, she is rocking a very, let me not say very huge, but a protruding stomach. And people are asking, is DJ Cuppy pregnant? And she made no effort whatsoever to hide it with her outfits or with the way she was gesticulating and all of that. She made no effort whatsoever to hide it. It's out there for all to see. Maybe the next thing we're going to hear is a statement of pregnancy, that she actually is pregnant. But we'll keep our fingers crossed and keep you updated on what is going on with DJ Cuppy. Over to her sister now, Temi Otedola. Temi also has something to show off, but this time not a protruding stomach, but stretch marks. She, a couple of days ago, tweeted about how beautiful stretch marks are. And she said, what made us, believe anything other than that? So stretch marks are actually really beautiful. Now, before that day, she had tweeted a picture where it seemed like she was showing off stretch marks on her arm. And a lot of people went under the comments and were agreeing with her. Yes, stretch marks are really beautiful. You should stop thinking anything other than that. So, well, do you agree with Temi Otedola? Do you consider stretch marks beautiful? It's up to you, though. Now let's talk sports, and we're starting with a bit of sad news. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has lost his mother. Yes, Liverpool's Jurgen Klopp lost his mother, and the tributes have been, flowing in from different angles. The clubs he has worked for before, even rival clubs, have tweeted their condolences and sent him all sorts of messages of love and companionship. So hope her soul rests in peace, and of course he gets the strength to continue his job. And away from that, in Spain, the Copa del Rey, Sevilla defeated Barcelona by 2-0 in the first leg of their Copa del Rey semi-final. And guess who scored the second goal? Former Barcelona player Ivan Rakitic. Now, people are saying so many things that all the players who have left Barcelona are doing pretty well for themselves. There's Ivan Rakitic at Sevilla. There's Luis Suarez at Atletico Madrid, who is tearing, all sorts of records apart. And there is also Neymar at PSG, which also brings into perspective their forthcoming Champions League round of 16 clash. It's going to be PSG against Barcelona, and people are saying it's going to be titanic. I mean, Neymar is a talisman for PSG. Messi, of course, is still Barcelona's talisman. Who is going to come out on top in that particular clash? It's going to be sometime later this month, and we're going to see who it is. But until then, that is all we have for you on Unplug. Thank you so much for joining. It's always a pleasure to be here serving you the updates. And until next time, my name remains Victor, and it's goodbye. Don't forget, we're going to be bringing you updates on the reality TV show I Am Laycon. Goodbye.